Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everybody. I'm number 54, and in the following 3 to 5 minutes, I'm going to explain why I chose Li Qingzhao for this particular project and pull a close reading on what I have done. I translated 3 poems. Okay, let's get started. So the reason why I chose Li Qingzhao is because she's one of my favorite poets, and so I thought to myself, I'm gonna do a song on her for this competition. So I chose 3 of her poems. The first one being 一剪梅, the second one being 申生曼, and the third one being 如梦令. And then it is pretty easy if we just translate the poems literally, but it will be an aesthetic challenge because English and Chinese does not really completely match when it comes to sound, because in Chinese there are multiple situations where one word doesn't mean anything, and we have to match that with the English counterpart of one syllable doesn't really mean anything. So in the following translation, I am really striving to complete this task of how many words are in the Chinese version will be equal to how many syllables I put in the English version. For example, the first poem, 李清照's 一剪梅, the first sentence being 红藕香残玉簟秋, that's 7 words, right? So in the English version, I put when lotus let him, also 7 syllables. Now, I could have thrown it into a chat GPT or a AI processing translator, but that wouldn't make any sense because I don't think artificial intelligence are that smart when it comes to aesthetic choices. So I'd rather do it myself. And also, second of all, the rhyme schemes of these, 宋词 is quite different from what we have in 唐诗, for example, in 绝句or 律诗. So taking also the first and second sentence of 一剪梅, 红藕香残玉簟秋, 轻解罗裳独上兰舟, then it is obvious that it's an old rhyme, right? So I wrote, when lotus led him away, as I undress solely I stay. Now, I am also trying very hard to match all the different rhymes in the Chinese version when it comes to translating it into English. Okay. And then for the references of this poem, I did look into a little bit of Odyssey, which everybody knows. So in the sentence, when lotus led him away, that's an Odysseus reference because Odysseus encountered another group of this lotus eaters, and then they're basically drugged with lotus. So I'm giving the ancient Chinese scripture another layer of interpretation of how this man wants to come home, but he can't because he has been led by the lotus and walked away because he cannot remember anything. So it is not that he doesn't want to come home, but because, he basically can't. Now moving on to the second poem, we have Li Xingzhao's 申生曼. Now, this one, I didn't really spend that much of an effort on translating this one because it is quite difficult when it comes to, especially the first sentence, 寻寻觅觅冷冷清清凄凄惨惨戚戚, right? So the method I use is I am trying very hard to match all the alliterating sentence with the rhymes. So for example, 寻寻觅觅 and 凄凄惨惨戚戚is an E rhyme. So in the first sentence I wrote searching for it, surging from it. The S and the affricates ch and j is intentionally kept. And that can also be seen in the third poem, which is 如梦令, especially on the final part, 真度真度惊起一滩鸥鹭. So in Chinese there are meanings when you repeat something, but in English I thought it's kind of stupid, so I'm not going to repeat the same thing twice. Instead I wrote carefree can't flee. So I kept the plosive, the k sound, and the and the fricative sound, but the laterals are interchanging, being the R and the L's. Okay, that's basically some of the techniques and references used in the poems. There are a lot more, I think. But I really like Li Qingzhao, and I hope you like my translation. Thank you.